Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of the Morte. Tonight, a Northern Queen comes to Camelot. Hello Kathy, hello, come in. Hello, Noel. Come in, Noel. And Danny, hello. Come in. We've got a stranger coming to Camelot today. Hello Michelle, hello Kathy. How are you all today? I hope you're all feeling very, very well and wonderful. As it's wonderful to have you all here. Floptastic. Now there's a fine word, Noel. I like that one. Hello Clara, come in please. Please take a seat. And hello Danny, how are you? I hope that you're very, very, very well indeed. Hello RJ, come in. We'll give it another couple of minutes before we get started with tonight's tale as a stranger of the north comes to Camelot, although that depends on whether you class Scotland as being the north, for she's from North Scotland indeed. Good evening RJ, good evening. I hope you're feeling very, very well and floptastic. Hello Spain, hello from Yorkshire. That behind me, that's my perfection comes later, learning comes first banner. A nice little mantra for you there, Noel. Yes, no coat of arms, just a nice motivational banner for you. This is how we roll over in this castle, at least. So hello everyone. Welcome to tonight's tale. I'll do a quick catch up before we get started as well, so you can all find what's been going on with the poor Sir Gareth, who was once known as Sir Bowman. And hello Sid, hello Vanessa, come in. Welcome to tonight's episode. So we'll give it another minute, and then in a minute's time we'll jump into tonight's tale and tell all of good old Sir Gareth and his noble quest. Hello Susan, come in Susan. How are you this evening? Hello Em, hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Hello. As Em's pointed out, my name's Simon and I tell tales, and every weeknight I go and tell tales from Le Morte d'Arthur. Those Arthurian tales as written down hundreds and hundreds of years ago by Sir Thomas Malory. Recently we've been telling the tale of Sir Gareth, or Sir Bowman as he was known when he was in disguise, and told how he went to prove his worth as a knight by disguising himself and not revealing that he is in fact a prince of Orkney and the brother of Sir Gawain, but passing himself off as a kitchen boy who rose to be a great knight, defeating many, many powerful knights. In fact, he defeated and slew the Black Knight and managed to defeat his brothers, the Blue Knight, the Green Knight and the Red Knight, and commanded those knights to go down to Camelot and pledge their allegiance to Arthur as penance for the fact that he had defeated them. In fact, these knights weren't even the main cause of his quest, for what Sir Gareth was doing was he was heading off to face off against the Knight of the Red Lands, who had besieged the Lady de Leon in her castle, and wanting to prove himself as a knight, Sir Gareth chose to defeat the Knight of the Red Lands and free the Lady de Leon. This he did, and has sent the Knight of the Red Lands to go to Camelot and to ask for Arthur's forgiveness, and having finished his quest has fallen madly, perhaps too madly some might say, in love with the Lady de Leon. In fact, the Lady de Leon and good old Sir Gareth are so hot for each other that they cannot keep their hands off each other, and the Lady Lynette, sister of the Lady de Leon, has sent a strange knight who cannot be killed time after time to disturb those two young lovers as they're having some hey nonny nonny in bed. Tonight, though, we leave Sir Gareth wounded and in the bed of the Lady Leon, and go instead to look at King Arthur, pardoning those knights that Sir Gareth has defeated, and demanding to know what has become of Sir Gareth, or Sir Bowman, as Arthur knows his name to be. For let's not forget, Sir Gareth was, until very recently, disguised as Sir Bowman. It was then, as the knights of the red, green and the blue came into Camelot's chambers, and Sir Lancelot and Sir Gawain and Arthur asked for news of Sir Bowman, that they all said at once, "Please forgive us, and we'll tell you where Sir Bowman is." "After all, fair lords," said Sir Ironside, the Blue Knight, "I cannot tell you, for it's full hard to find him now. After all, such a young knight as he is, when a knight like he is in his adventures, well, he's been never abiding in any one place. But to worship, that the Red Knight of the Red Land," said Sir Persant, and his brother, said of Bowman's, it was marvel to her. "Well, fair lord," said King Arthur, "you should know that I will do you honour for the love of Sir Bowman, and as soon as ever I meet with him, though you claim to not know where he is now, I shall make you all one day knights of the Table Round. And as to thee, Sir Persant of Indy," he said to the Blue Knight, "you have been called a full and noble knight, and so have ever been called by your brethren. But I marvel," said the king, "that I hear not of the Black Knight your brother, for he was a full noble knight too." "Sir," said Sir Peltalope the Green Knight, "Sir Bowman slew him in a fight with his own spear, and the Black Knight's name was Sir Percard." "That was great pity," said the king, and so said many knights of his court, for these four brethren were well known in the court of King Arthur as noble knights, and for a long time they had held war against the Knights of the Round Table. Then said Sir Pertolope the Green Knight to the king, "At a passage of the water of Morte, there encountered Sir Bowman with two brethren that ever for the most part kept that passage, and they were two deadly knights. And there Sir Bowman slew the eldest brother in water, and smote him upon the head such a buffet that he fell in the water and was drowned. His name was Sir Gerard le Bruce, and after Sir Bowman slew the other brother upon the land, and his name was Sir Arnold the Bruce." And so the king and those knights finished telling the tales of Sir Bowman, went to eat meat, and were served in the best manner. And as they sat at the meat, there came in the Queen of Orkney, with ladies and knights a great number. And when Sir Gawain, Sir Agravain, and Gaheris arose and went to her, and saluted her upon their knees, and asked her blessing, for in 15 years they had not seen her. And she spoke on high to her brother, King Arthur. "Where have you done with my young son Gareth? He was here amongst you for 12 months, and you made a kitchen knave of him, the which is shame to you all. Also, where have you done with him now that he was my joy and bliss? Where is he gone?" "Oh, dear mother," said Sir Gawain, "I did not realize he was your son, and my brother too." "Nor did I realize who he was," said the king, and now I regret having treated him so, but thank God, he has proven to be a worshipful knight as any is now living of his years, and I shall never be glad till I find him." "Ah, brother," said the Queen to King Arthur, and unto Sir Gawain, and to all her sons, "you did yourself great shame when you amongst you kept my son in the kitchen and fed him like a poor hog." "Fair sister," said King Arthur, "you are right, and I did not know him, nor more did I know Sir Gawain nor his brethren, but since it is so," said the king, "and he is thus gone from us all, we must shape a remedy to find him. Also, sister, it seems that you might have at least done me the courtesy to let me know that your son was coming, and if you had done so, then I would have treated him well, and you would not be here blaming me now. For when he came to this court, he came leaning upon two men's shoulders, as though he might not have gone on. And then he asked me for 3 gifts, and one he asked the same day, and that was that I would give him meat enough for 12 months. And the other 2 gifts he asked in that 12 months' time, and that was that he might have the adventure of the damsel Lynette, and the third was that Sir Lancelot should make him a knight when he desired him. And so I granted all his desires, and many in the court marvelled that he desired sustenance for 12 months, and thereby we deemed, many of us, that he was not come of a noble house to begin with." "Sir," said the Queen of Orkney unto King Arthur her brother, "know you well that I sent him unto you right well armed and horsed, and worshipfully beseen of his body, and gold and silver plenty to spend." "It may be," said the king, "but we saw none of this, save that same day as he departed from us, knights told me that there came a dwarf suddenly, who brought him armour and a good horse, that was dressed well and richly, and there we all marvelled from whence those witches came, and that we deemed all that he was come of men and worship." "Brother," said the Queen, "all that you say I believe, for ever since he was grown he was marvellously witted, and ever he was faithful and true of his promise. But I marvel," said she, "that Sir Kay did mock him so, and scorn him, and gave him the name Bowman. Yet Sir Kay," said the Queen, "named him more righteously than he knew. For I dare say, and he be alive, that he is as fair a handed man and well disposed as any is living." "Sir," said Arthur, "let this language be still, and by the grace of God he shall be found, and he be within this 7 realms, and let all this pass, and be merry, for he has proved to be a man of worship, and that is my joy." And there we have it, ladies and gents. We'll leave tonight's tale there, with the mother of Sir Gareth or Sir Bowman having come to the court in search for him tomorrow night. We'll finally begin to reunite all the parts of this tale, as Arthur will send for the Lady de Leon, and a great tournament will begin to be held. So for those of you who fancy a good bit of smiting, smiting is on the way this week, and full tournaments are about to unleash themselves, and parties, and all good reunions. So, looking forward to that. Thank you so much for coming tonight. A bit of a much quieter tale tonight. Lots of talking and reunions taking place there, but hopefully you're okay with having a bit of a quieter tale tonight. We'll get some good smiting going on later on, which which will be very, very fun. But still coming up tonight, and I'm glad that Carly's popped in for this, I have decided I will start to read from the Wife of Bath's prologue for the Canterbury Tales on Poetry Now next. So very, very exciting. I've got my Chaucer. Hey! Always time for smiting, Danny. There will be time for smiting later in the week. Possibly tomorrow. But yes, tonight we're going to go and do some Wife of Bath. Excellent, Carly. I was Merchant's Tale at A level. I didn't do Wife of Bath. I came to it much later. But still, he says, working his way through. Very, very excited to be doing this one tonight. When I find it in here. But this should be good fun. I'm going to run downstairs in between them because I'm still feeling slightly down on my energy. So I was hoping for a nice, exciting telling of La Morte d'Arthur to pick my energy levels up. But tonight was a quieter episode. I'm going to run downstairs, make myself a coffee, and then I'll run back up here and introduce you to the tale of the Wife of Bath. So, yes, go downstairs, get that done. 15 minutes time. Well, actually, probably we'll do it in 10. I say we'll do it in 10. We'll probably start a little bit earlier tonight with Poetry Live to see how far we can get along. So I'm going to run downstairs, grab myself some coffee, run up, and I'll see you guys in 10. There to begin that tale, that experience. Though no authority were in this world, were right enough for me to speak of, that is marriage. Anyway, it'll be fun. Please do join me for Chaucer. One of the wonderful things that I've learned having done Poetry Live is that Chaucer actually is fantastically conversational to read aloud. So we're looking forward to that. But coffee first, guys. See you in 10. Thanks for coming.